The young woman was just cleaning the inside of the cockpit of the F-35B Lightning when suddenly everything changed. She looked like any other low-ranking worker, and no one paid much attention to her. But it turned out that she had a secret that no one knew about. And when the commander entered the cockpit and saw it, he went pale. It all happened while she was working. Her sleeve shifted and revealed a patch with a symbol that almost no one had ever seen before. No one in the crew knew what it meant, but the commander did. It was a classified insignia linked to a top-secret program within the Air Force known only to high-ranking officers.
Nice.
How could such a young woman be a part of something so classified? Before he could react, she moved her arm back, hiding the symbol from his view. He knew he shouldn't make a fuss, but his curiosity got the better of him. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice echoing in the confined space. She froze, her hand hovering over the control panel. "I'm just the cleaner, sir," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. He wasn't convinced, but he dismissed his suspicions, choosing to focus on the mission at hand. As the minutes passed, he couldn't shake off the image of that mysterious symbol seared into his brain. Suddenly, the communication crackled to life, breaking the silence. "Do you copy? Do you copy? This is Alpha Delta Romeo requesting permission to land." Commander's eyes widened. That voice, that was the president. "Roger that. Alpha Delta Romeo." "You're cleared to land," he replied, his voice betraying nothing of the turmoil within. The president was coming. The stakes were higher than ever. As the aircraft touched down, a swarm of SUVs screeched to a halt beside the tarmac. The door to the presidential suite slid open, and out stepped the commander-in-chief himself. He strode towards the aircraft, his face a mask of authority and power. His eyes, however, betrayed a hint of weariness, a flicker of vulnerability that the hardened commander couldn't help but envy. "Good work, everyone," the president said, his voice booming with authority. "This operation is a testament to the bravery and skill of each and every one of you." He paused, his gaze sweeping over the crew, lingering just a bit longer on the young woman who was still cleaning the cockpit. No one understood why the president was there, but they sensed it had something to do with the classified patch she was wearing. She felt a tap on her shoulder and turned around to see the president standing behind her. His presence was like a physical force, demanding attention. "You," he pointed to her, his eyes boring into hers. "Tell me about this symbol." His voice was low, a stark contrast to his usual booming confidence. She hesitated, torn between her orders and her conscience. She opened her mouth to speak, but before she could utter a word, the commander stepped in. "Mr. President, with all due respect, this is a matter of national security. Wouldn't be proper for this individual to discuss it with you." The president turned his piercing gaze on the commander, momentarily silencing him. In that pregnant pause, the weight of the situation pressed down on them all. The president then shifted his eyes back to the young woman, a hint of steel in his voice. "I insist." She took a deep breath, the gravity of the situation settling in her stomach. She knew she was in too deep, but she was sworn to secrecy. Revealing the truth would mean betraying her country. With a resolute nod, she met the president's gaze directly. "Mr. President, I am sworn to secrecy. I cannot divulge classified information." A tense silence filled the cockpit, broken only by the hum of the aircraft's cooling engines. The commander's face was a mixture of shock and disbelief. The president, his face unreadable, turned to him. "You don't understand. We need to know what this means." This could be the key to ending the war. He looked back at the young woman, her face now set with determination. "Very well," he said, his voice softer now, but no less impactful. "If you won't tell me what this means, then perhaps you can tell me who you are." Her eyes, wide and clear, met his. "I am nobody, sir. Just the cleaner." As she spoke, a ghost of a smile touched her lips. It was a small, almost imperceptible movement, but the president and the commander saw it. They both knew she was hiding something, but neither of them could have guessed what was about to happen next. Her sleeve shifted again, revealing the classified patch, the same one that the commander had seen earlier. But now the president and the commander saw it too. Their eyes locked onto the mysterious symbol, their minds racing to decipher its meaning. She remained motionless, her body rigid with tension. Suddenly, the commander snapped out of his shock. He moved forward, his eyes blazing with realization. "She isn't just a cleaner," he exclaimed, his voice echoing through the cockpit. "She's one of us. She's part of the special ops team." Everyone stared at her, their faces a mixture of awe and disbelief. She remained silent, her eyes downcast. In that moment, the power dynamic shifted, and no one, not even the president, could believe that the woman they had been questioning was actually a highly trained special ops agent.